Passningen är lysande och gissa vem som gör mål. Rhett Rakhshani. Jag tror att det är Rakhshani som är sist på pucken. Och då är det
okay, Rhett, you had a practice week the last week when you had a break in Elitserien. How was the practice week?
It was good. It was good. They kept the tempo pretty high for us and just tried to keep our legs going and keep our lungs going since we didn't have a game for a little while. So I think it's good that we worked hard and prepared ourselves for the final 9 games here, and also had a weekend off to get some rest, so that was good too. So it was a good combination of both, and we'll be ready to go here.
Yeah, what did you focus on in the practice?
I think they wanted us to focus most on, you know, a lot of skating and getting the tempo up and high tempo practices, and not as much on systems or special teams or anything like that. It was more on the conditioning element of it and getting your timing and legs going. So that was the main focus.
Mm. It's a restart tonight, AIK away. You met AIK just before the break. What do you remember about that game?
We had a good game against them last time. We were making a lot of good offensive plays, so hopefully we can do the same thing tonight.
How is AIK to face?
Like any team, I think any team can beat you on any given night, and they've played some really good games against us this year, and so got to be prepared for it, especially in their own arena, and they'll have the hometown advantage, I guess you could say. So we'll be prepared for that, and it'll be a good game tonight.
You made 9 points in the last 9 games. How do you feel for yourself?
I think it's been going pretty well lately. I mean, it's nice to get offensively going a little bit, especially after I was sitting out for a couple games there, and so just trying to continue to build, and it's only going to become tighter and tighter games from here on out with the playoffs coming up and every team's battling for a spot. So we all have to be that much more prepared, myself included, and so the games will be tight and competitive, and so it's going to be even harder to score, but I'm excited for it. That's when hockey gets most fun, so it'll be a fun finish to the regular season and then playoffs.
Yeah, like you said, it's nine games left. What's important to focus on for your team in the last 9 games?
We want to focus on playing playoff hockey starting now, and you don't want to go into playoffs and like turn a light switch, you know, because that's hard to do sometimes. You got to start building the proper habits now and preparing ourselves for that kind of tempo and that kind of intensity, so that when it does come, we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, what's the difference between playoffs hockey and regular season hockey?
I think the intensity is just it raises a little bit, and the game's a little tighter defensively. Everyone's a little playing you harder, and it's just a tighter game. There's not as much space. There's a little more physical, and so it's a lot of times I think the winning team, it depends on who's ready to, who takes over the game as far as the speed and dictates how the game's going to be played, and so you got to have that kind of mindset that you're in control of the game, and you got to be the first one to attack, and whether it's physically or offensively or defensively, you got to be the first one to be ready to go. So I think just everything just ratchets up a little bit.
Yeah, can you see other teams doing the same, playing playoff soccer already now?
I would imagine that everyone's trying to get to that point right now, yeah, for sure. And some teams are trying to, like I said, battle for a good playoff spot too, so that's part of it.
Rakhshani i mål! Och de är så oerhört spelskickliga. Och de hittar varandra på små ytor. Och Rakhshani gör mål.